Hey everybody, what is happening? Dela. I am back with another one of my Madden 15 Ultimate Team gameplays. As you can see, we've got the 99 Russell Wilson. I'm going to plug him in for the playoff run. If you've seen the other stuff, we were at the All Madden first string. We've got the undefeated season going. Of course, you get the wild card game as a bye, and in the last video, we won our first game, that division game. So I'm going to see what he can do for us here. I'm not really going to do a review on him right yet. This is only going to be a couple games, depending on how far we make it in the playoffs. So I'm just probably going to play this safe. You run, you play defense. Pass when needed in this. So it's not going to be a review by any means. So wait, until the next video comes out where I can really get a feel for him and see what he's going to be good at in my offense, and then change what I need to. This wouldn't be really a fair review on that part of it. But let's see what we can get at least here, just from our first couple head-to-head matches. And, as you know, if you've watched my stuff again, I'm not really a rollout quarterback. I'm a pocket quarterback type of player. But Russell's stats do really match up for a pretty good pocket passer. He's a little short. So I want to see, how was the release, basically. What's the trajectory on the ball? Is he, is the height and all that going to come into play as far as that goes and such. This was actually a card that I won from Andy Muttnoob over on mutthead.com. He did a great giveaway for everybody on Mother's Day. And I just happened, a random generator happened to, fall on me, and I won this card. So I'm definitely going to run this for the season before I decide on whether I want to keep him or Aaron Rodgers, and then, sell one and upgrade another spot, like I said, on the team. And the first couple plays, unfortunately, I forgot to plug him in. So you do see a couple throws, a couple little plays from Aaron. And then, I switched back out. I think after this play is where I switched back out. So, and as I said before, I played a little bit more safe when I get into the playoffs in this one. Not always the best. You probably should keep what you're doing. But at the same time, you don't want to, the turnovers and all that are huge. He has a good user there, and we hold the ball a little bit long. We get that, the next route. We're about on the third read at that point, but Russell makes a nice throw coming across there. I mean, it's, you get the timing in there when you see, those type of routes. You just got to kind of throw it when they're in zone, when the guy's actually crossing. The guy doesn't seem right, but that's when your guy will be open after the fact. So, not a bad start there. Tight throw. I probably should have waited on that one. That's kind of more my fault right there. And Russell hitting the corner of the C route there. Very nice. We let Mr. Kevin White take that. I do run White as my number one, just so you know. And we get the touch. So early lead, I run White as the one just because the routes I like to run more often are coming from my number 2 spot. And there he is hitting a nice one. Sure, I could have done a suction tackle in there, but nah. Since I don't like to do that, I do prefer to hit stick. I will whiff on occasion there, make myself look silly, but I try to reserve that for when I know I have defenders that can at least make a tackle afterwards. And Woodson missing the interception, really, that's one he normally will make for me. Unfortunately, big game here. I really could use that. And this guy, of course, if you notice, he's got Russell Wilson also. So you see it on both ends. We're bringing the heat with James Harrison. Big third down, and we're going to put him into a field goal. So exactly what you want starting this game. And, just something, it's a personal thing of mine. Some people will complain about equalizers and, in certain other aspects of the game. One thing I personally can't stand is playing in these stadiums, these futuristic stadiums. They really glitch out the game for me. You'll see players speeding up, slowing down. It's just, it's an odd thing. I don't know if everybody else experiences this, if maybe it's something with my Xbox, but I really do not prefer to play in these stadiums just because of that. It's not like a hard lag game, but it's a very weird aspect that it does to the speed. And I'm trying to get that ball over the linebackers there, and Russell cannot get that. That is a tough one. It's a touch one, but there's a very nice seam pass he does there. I kind of floated out to the right after I catch it because I'm trying to stay away from that hit stick in the middle there, and maybe I cost myself a few yards, but I'd rather play it safe and not drop the ball. We're trying, obviously I try to hit the edges as much as I can on the running game, and I will, on occasion I'll bring it in if I think he's going to cheat to the outside. And, so 3rd and 2, Gurley is, again, going to be my short yardage guy. He doesn't look like he's built like one, but, he's one of those guys who he fights for the yards pretty well, and he falls forward very well. Here's a play I probably should have ran it up with Russell, but, I do the check down on that one. I'm still not too comfortable running around with my quarterback yet. It's very much a last resort for me, which, typically is how Russell says he likes to play the game, so maybe it will fit me down the road here, but I'm going to have to get back into the playbook. I might have to go back to the old autogram type of plays I had ran a little bit before, look into some of that stuff, and roll that out. But I wasn't by any means going to start changing things up. And at the end of the half, he hits me with a nice face catch. So something to be aware of. I did have a good ball control in the first. And there we go with C.J. Mosley lighting him up. He tries to get the that's just a slant route, nothing bad there. But honestly, I have not faced a lot of face catchers in a while. I do have a decent setup for it on occasion. You can't stop him all the time. A guy who's really good at face catching, sometimes it's unstoppable. You can get to the point where you can cover it pretty well. But like that, I didn't do the right shading on it, but he hits me with it. Big play. It's kind of a bummer, when you face that guy pretty much who I'm shut down for the most part, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not something he runs all the time, but when he knows he's struggling on offense, maybe he busts it out then at that point. I don't know, but and then he hits me with this corner lob jump ball, and hey, good play, good play there. That was a nice touch there, really, on that play. So can't really say much about that one. But his face catching disappointing. But again, it's part of the game. We know it. We try to do what we can with that. And again, we hit Charles here. Going to get the 4-point lead, so we're gonna come down. Again, if you get a touchdown in this situation, I would feel really good about the rest of the game in a sense. But and that one right there, I debated taking a timeout. I knew it wasn't going to work, and it's one of those where I thought I might need the timeouts later, so I just screw it. I'm going to run it, see what happens. And right here, we bait him. He saw that play a couple times before, and I watched that left linebacker, and he, I knew he was going to run it to running back, leaving that gap wide open for the tight end pass. So that's why I really like that play, and especially people when I'll tell you what, when you're using a player and you got guys like to go back and forth, it's not really the best thing idea to do. I try not to let the guys pre-snap know, here's one of the few times I do run because he has it covered up. But when you're moving back and forth on your user, I now know who you're on, and therefore I pretty much can know how to target you a little bit easier, know who to avoid and whatnot. And fourth down, are you kidding me? So two plays in that drive there, guys who normally are totally clutch, drop balls, and that fourth down was that range where I couldn't kick a field goal. I could have punted, but I knew the seams had been open. But that's again, Jimmy, Harrison comes up and makes the hit, but I had already had a couple steps, and really, it's what it is, just a break. So James Harrison, pretty decent in coverage. Again, if he just had a little more speed, would just be so dominant. But that's what it is, and he breaks through right there. Good run for him. So I got to be aware now. That's really the only time he ran on it. So I really wasn't camping down on him at all, so I'm going to keep the line in a little bit just to make sure he can't do that one again. And he tries again, but Reggie White there with his second sack, and that one earlier in the game was huge. I forgot to point that one out, but definitely early on liking the upgrade from Reggie, and he beats me with a nice play. Like I say, I go for the hit stick on occasion. I make a whiff. That will happen. But really, that was just my blitz didn't get through on that play anyhow. I tried to run, one of my safety blitzes, and nobody got in, and so we definitely will have gaps in the zones when that happens. So unfortunately now we're down by, well, what is that, like a one-handed tackle? Like, that's what I mean. You get the weirdest stuff just for me when I'm playing in these stadiums, weird stuff like that. I didn't even know if I was going to fumble or not, but there we go, Gronk coming big and then rolling the guy down over there. So trying to make up, for that fourth down possession there that really put me in this bad spot. I'm going for X here, breaking out, cutting in, and Gronk does not hold. I think he was the one blocking on that. Almost had the big play there, but it's one of those things. So go, nice touch, very nice pass from Russell. Fitz on that play has been pretty money for me in a little while. I've been running that one here this whole last season. So we're definitely in field goal range. Minute left, though. I mean, obviously we're going for the touch, but I don't want to make the mistake, so I'm going to try and run it down a little bit, get the clock a little lower before I have to try and make the play towards the end zone. I don't want to give Mr. Face Catcher, too much time. I know that he's got that down, so these are guys you definitely want to try to keep away from, even having those opportunities, really. So we get down 17 seconds, one more run it there, and this time he stuffs it up. So, probably could have tried another run if needed, but in a sense here, I'm going to go for the shot here. I'm going to, attack the user, see if I can get the play on it. He does a good spot there. I hold it a little long, but I managed to sneak it right through. Jack Ham, the nemesis, does not make the play on the ball, and this time we do hold on to it. So Jimmy does come up clutch. He does get the redemption. 7 seconds left. Huge play for me there. And like I say, that was very scary when I threw that one, but he was baiting in the middle. I couldn't throw that one to the halfback because he played it very well. And at the end, look at that. 7 seconds left. He still managed to get the jump ball face catch thing at the end there. but he didn't. A couple more seconds, he could have got a timeout. So that ended up being even close at the end there. So nice try, Mr. Pitbull. Good game. Nice face catching. You definitely got that one down pretty good. So that moves us on into the Super Bowl matchup, though. So all right, that's a close one there, closer than we like to be, but that's what makes for a good game, so that's okay. So here we go in here. We got ourselves a Raiders guy. He's got the Rodgers. He's got a Barry. I like Barry. We stuff Barry up pretty well on the first down. I see him making audibles. I don't switch out of my cover 3, and I make the mistake there. I don't like running cover 3 because of that. It's just, garbage when you have to run the streaks in there, especially he's got Dez on one side, he's got Calvin on the other, and, it hits me just a jump ball play. So, it's part of the game here, but, I know how to stop that. But if you catch me in the wrong defense, just, nothing I can do about that at that point. It's very hard. So, a little bit of Barry action in there. So, on this play, I believe, again, I try to send up with the blitz, doesn't get through, and a huge, I had 2 guys wide open. So, just a bad play for my defense there. Not the way you want to start the Super Bowl, giving up a bomb and then just total bad zones, that I was running. But coming off, we're going to put Charles. He's back at the 1. CJ2K95 is like my 3, and then I get Gurley the 2. So I mix these guys up between the 2 of them. And early on, I'm seeing that I probably am going to be able to have some success in the run game here. That's why I normally test a couple runs out there. So like 3 runs in a row, we're just shredding them for the most part. Everybody, all backs have got a chance at it, and coming out the outside there. And now we've got, he's coming up. He has a decent coverage on that one. So I figured let's get something down the field. Larry, nice. Larry takes the hit. He's not dropping that in the Super Bowl. My man's coming up clutch. This. So we're going to roll out there. Nice release. That's why I want to see, plays like that are very close. Not every quarterback gets those balls out in time. And Russell does have a fast release. I like that on him. Second, third, we're just going to grind it down, get the first again. There's no reason to, if you don't have to force the ball down the field, that's where you can make the turnovers. As long as I trust my backs enough, and these guys, not the highest carry on Charles, but and there's a nice pass. A little behind, unfortunately. There's a few I've noticed that throughout the 2 games I played that Russell is throwing the ball behind the receiver. The accuracy is not as on point as I like, but Mr. Gurley gonna get the touchdown. The rookie man, he's gonna get my first touch. We're gonna even the game up there. So. Nice in there. So 2-16. We obviously got to stop the guy early. We don't want him scoring, taking the lead going to halftime. We are going to get the ball back. So anything we can do to get this back, maybe get some points on the board for myself, obviously going to be the way to go. We get pressure up there, Mr. White, Mr. Poe, and he's going back to the deep lob. So what. I hope to say your offense hopefully better than that. I hate to go down to somebody in that range, but again, he's going for that. So if I'm looking for it, normally I should say we can stop that. On occasion, you will get beat. It's just it's like I always said, it's that 1 in 10. So we get the ball back here, and what really, I don't even know what happens on plays like that. The guy's sitting there wide open, and the ball just bounces off him. So just whatever. We get this one coming back. Listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 steps in, and nice, right? We figure, and they gonna rule me out of bounds? How the hell was I out of bounds on that play? Whatever. And I forced the ball there. That was actually the bad read. The read's on the inside. The B receiver was wide open, of course, but. Sometimes you kind of force stuff when you get into the Super Bowl. Maybe you need to be clutch, but sometimes you kind of do make those mistakes, and that's why I try to sometimes do the more conservative route in these games. Until I need the big plays. But going down, we shut them down pretty well there. Again, going for the bomb. 3rd and 9, and we're gonna get this one back. Hopefully I get back at least enough yardage to where it would have been like a punt, and I think that's pretty good right there. Not too bad. But if you would have punted anyway, it would have been some similar, I suppose. So we're going to get this one back. 19 seconds left. Again, I'm just thinking field goal. I see the bump coverage, and I thought I had him beat. Just a disgustingly horrible pass and read and whatnot. That was just bunk. I should have realized he was in man playing bump coverage. I thought I was like a cover 2, and it wasn't even close to that. Just a stupid move. And he bombs me at the end, and there's the 1 in 10. Like I say, he's got Devin Hester. I'm besides myself. So 14-7. I'm a little embarrassed that happened. This guy's scrub offense, ahead of me. So we get the ball. First play into the third, and very nice, Jamal. Welcome back to the starting lineup, Jamal. 80 yards for the touch. Now we've evened it up. And I ain't trying to disrespect the guy, but in the first half, the guy's kind of a garbage player. He's got no offense. He's just bombing that one up. Here's a good play. I just because by no means did I expect that one. So he'll get it that time. Just not something I saw coming. So pretty good. Now coming out. As that being said, coming out with his drive here, he does put together a good drive on this one. So this one, at least, nothing to say bad about that. Nicely, he got the little stop route in there. I don't really have anything underneath, so that's pretty good. Again, I going for the hit stick on him, but I know I have Talib on the outside. So again, I don't mind that gamble. It's worth it to me. I don't care if I whiff. It's no big deal. Sometimes I'm a hit six cause you fumble. Again, as long as I feel I got a guy on the outside, I'll go for that. But good there. Nice pass on the outside. He gets his feet down, unlike what happened to me in the second quarter there. But so driving, putting it together. Again, we've taken a decent amount of the clock, but that's no thing. We only get 4 minutes here, so I don't really worry about that. No one's really trying to run it out in that sense. Some drives will just do it, and there's just bad user on me. That's my guy. I had that hesitation, and when you're trying to trail some of those drags or slants and stuff, and you hesitate, you're beat. You're done. Unless you've got some GT type player, I'm not catching up with anybody on that one. So that's on me there. So that extends the drive, allows him to go down, and he's going to try and power it down. He's got some Steven Jackson stuff running into my man there, Reggie White. And, I'm definitely early on liking the upgrade over him versus the 93 JJ Watt. I can see it. And come on, guys, give me the interception. That's okay, Jack. I like you getting the hand on it, but that should have been a pick play, I think. My guys were sitting there. It wasn't, but whatever. Yeah, I guess just that's it. So we, again, hitting the outside. Nice gain there. Obviously, we have 3 minutes left. Same situation as the last game. A little bit more time on the clock here, so I'm going to try and run it down, get some time off. There's no big reason for me to force the balls until he stops the run. And, Nice blitz there. Again, I had the running back out there. I was going for the tight end on that one. So we're gonna have Gurley on the underneath little pass there, that little angle route, get us back on the first down. So we are now at the 2-minute warning. We got CJ in the backfield. He's gonna hit the corner, and oh geez, nice block from Larry downfield, and that's all it takes, man. And we've gone to the house. We've left a lot of time on the clock though. So, that's where it is. I don't want to do that diving stuff and run it out again. I guess I could have. I've done that in the past, where you kind of dive around the 4-yard line just to run some more time off it. That's that. So he goes down. He's going to run that. Basically, he's getting that outside little pass there. He does the hurry up. There's not really need for that. Normally, I don't mind guys doing that because a lot of times you make mistakes on this and you're running. Sometimes you'll audible different plays, but sometimes you're going to run the same area. So I kind of know where to cover this time. He runs it, and geez, that's a bad pass. We get the user from Jack this time. Just kind of foolish on his part right there, I think. You pretty much, I knew where you were going to go with that, and he was running backwards. Often, you throwing it off your back foot. So we get it down here. Basically, just going to have to play for, first to get the time down. That's about where we're at. We've got a couple of them down on his part. So 3rd and 5. I see man coverage. He's got me bumped up. So Steve Smith is the option. Wide open there, in a nice release with the blitz coming on from Russell. He gets rid of it fast, puts the ball where it needs to be, and that's basically all we need to finish this game out, and we're going to get the win. The perfect season in the Super Bowl. Suck it, Dolphins fans. And there we go. We get the celebration. It's with Russ Wilson as my quarterback. The Seahawks as my Cardinal quarterback. But that's okay. It's all in fun. It's all in Madden style anyway, right? So that's what we do, Ultimate Team style. So that's good. At least, with the first 2 games with him, I managed to pull this out. So, hey, thank you guys for all the support, and I know it's running down to the end of the season for a lot of people here. We'll see how much more I'll be into this before, just totally burnt out on it. But nice to have the perfect All Madden first string season, and we will see you all in the next review.
Audience, I am the lyricist. From the hopscotch that's the stepping stone. In and out and around the zone, inside the mind, through the barrel, the time to write a poem. Expressions of a world rolled up into a notion, popping with double copies of a breakbeat potion. As pins, ink seeps in between cracks of blotted intents, puzzled onlookers crumbled at the sight of its dents. Pictures with elixir to help map out its origins, while orchids dance to draw patterns of unearthly whirlwinds. I stand adjacent to awe, as everything that once held life within its palms trips and slowly falls deep into that big regret, without any baby steps and no shoes to cover up the barrenness of its footprints. It's a tall tale to tell when everyone you know is small, and the fighters of a clean air hide behind the city's fog. I'm guessing that's the cause for all this imperfection. We all trotted off to work without our daily medication.